Have you ever considered that spirituality could lead you down a dark path? Spirituality is often seen as a way to bring peace and clarity to our lives. But what if it's not all sunshine and rainbows? What if there are hidden traps that can lead us astray? Well, in this video, we will explore the dark side of spirituality and the hazardous traps to avoid, and exactly what you need to do to be free of these things and to start feeling motivated in your life again. Hi, I'm Jamie. I run the Yogic Tradition, which is a school for higher experiential learning and spiritual development. We've helped hundreds of aspirants over the years find clarity in themselves by giving them the tools and the structure to create a deep feeling connection with life and abide in a deep sense of fulfillment. And if you want to see how we do all of that, then you can access our free training series down below. Nonetheless, these traps are things that I've seen in myself, in my own journey, but also things that I've seen in my time of coaching clients. The first trap is putting way too much emphasis on the witness or the observer. And see, it's easily done, isn't it? We begin to notice the observer doesn't seem to be physical. So we can stay in this eternal witness or this eternal observer and escape death, right? Wrong. The observer is a tool, a teaching tool that's used by teachers, and a blooming powerful one at that. But if there is separation still between the observer and the observed, so the witness and thoughts, or the witness and emotions, it's me and my feelings or something like this, then actually we're still in separation, which is basically saying we're still in ego. Putting too much emphasis on the witness can lead to us losing clarity in ourselves. At some point, even the witness has to be dropped so that a true merging can occur, and that's the basis of spirituality. The second trap is dogma, and it's totally linked to perfectionism. This is kind of where we set up all of our beliefs and the teachings as expectations for ourselves. Like we have to live by these rules, and if we don't, we can't call ourselves spiritual. But boy, what a ride that person's in for, isn't it? It's a mental trap. We can become way overly attached to our beliefs and rules, and this can lead to feelings of like inadequacy if we fail to live up to these expectations. See, those feelings of inadequacy show that we haven't actually experienced the inherent oneness of ourselves yet, or that we have and we've just forgotten it, or we're not living it. So we must experience viscerally the oneness, the felt oneness of consciousness, and the best way to do that is with sadhana. And you can access some free sadhana and join a community of like-minded individuals spurring you on in our new app, Undercover Yogi, and that's free to download on the App Store and Google Play, so we're looking forward to seeing you there if that's something that interests you. The third trap is ivory tower syndrome. This occurs when the ego grabs hold of spirituality and uses it to increase our self-worth. It's where we live in our holier-than-thou spiritual tower where nobody can touch us, but more importantly, because we're so high up, nobody can get in. We've become isolated and disconnected from the real world and start to live in our own little bubble. But all of this is coming from a deep insecurity of inadequacy, isn't it? Because we don't feel enough, so we have to believe that we're better or higher than others, when none of that is true in the experience of consciousness. The fourth trap is the inferiority complex. It's literally the opposite of the ivory tower. We've banished ourselves to the dungeons of existence in our own mind. And that's so unfair because it's all conditioned, it's all mental conditioning, isn't it? So this can lead us to believing that we're not good enough and that we can never reach our fullest potential. It's mad, isn't it? The ego really is a sneaky one, isn't he? So the fifth trap then is fake positivity. We begin wrapping our identity around being positive, and this can cause us to ignore our own true feelings and experiences. And this leads to avoidance and avoiding the real problems that we have in our lives, the real challenges that are actually there. And avoidance patterns usually lead to more nefarious actions, don't they? Like avoidance tactics that tend to have detrimental effects on our health because the emotions are too strong in our system, like drugs, alcohol, and stuff like this. See, all of these traps, they're mental constructs, and they all stem from the same source, the mind. Our thoughts and beliefs are just conditioned responses to life, and we must come to the understanding at some point that there is no truth in the mind. There's no truth to be found there, just conditioning. Seriously, it really is all conditioning and trauma that we're still digesting inside of our systems from childhood. And then we use that to create our future, a future filled with fear and sadness. And it's like, come on, we deserve so much more than that, don't we? Once we recognize these traps, we can start to free ourselves from them. We can stop relying on the mind for the answers and start to connect with our true selves, our feeling self in stillness. By breaking free from these traps, we can find peace, clarity, and a deeper connection to our true selves. And we can begin living a life of purpose with love and compassion for ourselves and others, in total connection to our innermost source, or connected with, perhaps we could call that God, however you sort of prefer. So the next time you feel yourself being pulled down a dark path in your spiritual journey, just check, did my mind make all of this up? And is there a space in me where there is no mind? And if there is, which there is, then abide there. But whatever you decide to do, if this search for truth is at play in you, then you're going to need to know the difference between the states of awakening and the stages of awakening, because there's a fundamental difference, and you can watch that video here.